Hare Krishna. Namaste. Chapter 3, which is entitled as Karma Yoga. Sloka 12. iṣṭān bhogān hi ho devā, dāsyante yajña-bhāvitāḥ, tair dattān apradāyaibhyo, yo bhuṅkte stena saha. This sloka continues as the Prajapati Vakya, where the devatas who are in charge of various necessities of the life for the humanity, they being satisfied by the sacrifice that's been done by the mankind, will supply all the necessities to them. In return, the person who enjoys such gifts fail to offer the devatas in return are considered to be a thief, and that is what is being told in this particular sloka. This sloka, the first half of the sloka, is how does the devatas bless us. The second half of the sloka, what happens if we don't reciprocate to the devatas when we receive their blessing. For example, they give children, they give rain, they give wealth, etc. So we have to give them back. When we say we have to give them back, not that we give them back what we receive from them as rain, children, wealth, none of those things. They need it. They are much better off than us. Therefore, they are in a worshipable state, and that's why we are going to them. So we gave them what has been told by the Shastra, that we have to do it. If we don't do it for those devatas, then we are called as thieves. So there are some questions we need to understand, because this statement here might sound quite heavy. How can I be a thief? I'm not stealing something of those devatas, so how can I be called a thief? So let's understand this in more detail. Thief is one, in general we understand that I take away someone's property. I am taking away some things which is in someone's possession. Then that person is called a thief in general. In this case, how can I be called a thief? I do not go to heaven and steal something from Indra. So how can I become thief? And how can one become thief if one enjoys the object which is in one's own possession, which is given to him by gods? God has given something to me, therefore I am enjoying those things which I receive from gods. How can I be called as thief? There are a sequence of things that we are going to see here and then get to the answer. The third is capital punishment awarded to the servants of the court for enjoying the objects of things that's given by the king. For example, I work for a government, and the government is providing some facilities for an high court judge, a Supreme Court judge. The government provides a bungalow, servants, cars, etc., etc. If the judge is using these facilities which is given by the government, can the judge be called as a thief? So that's another question. It is not theft if we enjoy by ourselves something given exclusively for us. So these are all not answers, these are all arguments, because Krishna is saying you are thief, or the Prajapati is saying you are thief, you don't give to the devatas. So these are the counteracting statements. No, that's not true. Then we are going to see the actual answer. So one more time, how can I be called as thief? Number one, I did not go to heaven to steal anything from Indra, Varuna, Vayu. That's number one. Number two is, how can one become a thief if one enjoys those things which is in their possession, which has been given by the gods to them? That's number two. Number three, if the servant of a king enjoys the facilities given by the king, why he has to be punished? That's number three. And number four, it is not the theft. It is not a theft if we enjoy by ourselves something is given exclusively for us. That's number four. But when something meant for the use of someone else is entrusted to us, and instead of putting it to his use, we look upon it as ours and appropriate it to ourselves, it becomes a case of theft. So here is another viewpoint. Someone is given something has been given to under our custody. Rather taking care of that, then we start enjoying that someone's property, then that is called a theft. So these are the different ways one can be called as thief and not thief. In any ways, but none of these things seem to be matching where I can be called as a thief because of not giving to the devatas. This continues. If someone tries to enjoy what belongs to us and we prevent it and enjoy it ourselves, it is not theft. Let me repeat it. If someone tries to enjoy what belongs to us, someone else is trying to enjoy what belongs to me, and we prevent it and we enjoy it ourselves, then that is also not theft. Even if the object belongs to others, if they give it to us on their own accord and we enjoy it, it is also not theft. If a person takes what belongs to other as his own and uses it for himself, when indeed it is meant for the other person's enjoyment, such an act is called theft. Now let's see an example. The king allots a land with an understanding that 1/6 of the produce will be given to him meaning the king, as a tax. If we enjoy the produce ourselves without paying any tax, then we are considered as thieves and we should be punished. Now coming to the actual point of the sloka, same way, whoever gives us the objects, that is the devatas gives us an object for certain purpose, for worshipping them, but in return there are certain things we have to give them back as per the Shastra. But if we fail to do so, then there is a serious punishment that this person has to receive. Sometimes people have their own philosophical theory that God has given them everything. The entire world is given for mankind, for their enjoyment. That includes other living entities also. So we need to enjoy, and God has, why we have to give to God? Because God is the one who gives us everything. He has everything. We don't need to give anything to God. There are many people who have this theory, but this sloka says those who only receives from God but never shows their gratitude or pay back the tax that they have to are called thieves, and they will not attain moksha. Not only that, they will have to go to hell. So that is the message from this particular sloka. But there is another bigger point of the topic called thief. theft or thief. Greater than the stealing, the thief that we saw now, there's a bigger thief. Atma-pakaram. Atma-pakaram means when we consider we are independent from God. I am independent of God. That means we stole that thing which belongs to God. In other words, the Atma belongs to Paramatma. But when the Atma thinks the Atma belongs to me, not to God, that means I am considering someone's property to be my property and start enjoying for myself, not for the owner's enjoyment. Then we are called the biggest thief. So, what we have seen in today's sloka is we receive the blessings in many ways from the devatas, and we are bound to pay them back the tax. If we fail to pay so, then we are called as thief, and we will not be eligible for moksha. And not only that, we have to suffer in hellish condition. iṣṭān bhogān hi vo devā, dāsyante yajña-bhāvitāḥ, tair dattān apradāyaibhyo, yo bhuṅkte stena. Namaste. Hare Krishna.